Have you ever really stopped to think about what's going on in your head the split second you wake up and glance at your phone? It's not just about seeing a screen. It's this incredibly fast, really intricate dance of perception happening inside your brain.
So, let's set the scene. You're just waking up. That first thing you do, you reach for your phone. For so many of us, it's practically a reflex, right?
You grab it, and boom, the screen just floods the dark room with light. It's a moment we all know, probably a little too well. And right there, in that instant, with that familiar glow, before you've even managed to form a single conscious thought, your brain is already wide awake and going to work.
And this is where we get to the first stage of this whole amazing process. It's the moment your brain just senses that something has popped into your field of vision.
So in just a fraction of a second, this ripple of activity, it just cascades across the back of your head. It's called the C1 wave. Now, this isn't about knowing what you're seeing, not at all. It's just that raw initial spark of awareness.
It's like your brain's first whisper to itself. There's no judgment, no analysis, just this simple, profound acknowledgement that something is here.
And this whole dance, it all happens in less than half a second. It is just unbelievably fast. We start with sensing, then we move to focusing, filtering, recognizing, and then, finally, giving it all meaning. This timeline, it really shows you just how quickly our brain takes us on that journey from seeing a simple light to finding real significance in it.
Okay, so right after that first whisper, your brain has to start making some choices. It needs to decide what's actually worth your attention. And to do that, it uses this incredible built-in spotlight and filter system.
Just milliseconds after that first C1 wave, something called the P1 component kicks in. The best way to think of it is like your brain's own automatic spotlight. It's naturally drawn to things that pop, a flash of movement, a bright color, or that little red dot on a notification icon. Your attention is already being guided before you even realize you're deciding where to look.
Right on its heels comes the N1 wave. Now this is your internal filter, and what's fascinating is that it's deeply tied to your emotional state. It starts sifting through whatever the spotlight has landed on and begins to figure out if it's important.
You could say the N1 wave is basically asking, is this important? Should I care? So if you're feeling anxious, it might zero in on potential threats. But if you're calm and open, it might highlight things that spark your curiosity. This wave has a huge say in what you actually end up noticing.
So we've sensed, we've focused, we've filtered, and now the brain takes the final, really crucial steps, creating a connection and actually finding meaning in what it sees.
At around 170 milliseconds, something truly amazing happens. There's this specialized wave, the N170, or its twin, the VP, and it fires if it detects a human face. It could be in a photo, a little message icon, anywhere. This is pure, pre-conscious recognition of another person. You haven't even thought of their name yet.
And this isn't just some dry, technical thing happening. This is the very heartbeat of social connection, hardwired right into our neural circuits. It's our brain, on a fundamental level, reaching out to recognize another human presence. And that brings us to the grand finale, the P2 wave. This is a strong, positive burst of activity right at the center of your head. This is the moment where it all comes together. It's where raw perception gets stamped with personal significance. The P2 wave is basically your brain declaring, "This matters to me." It's the feeling you get when you see the name on a message you've been waiting for, or an image that brings back a happy memory. This is the magic moment of transformation, from neutral data into something that really resonates with you. But here's the most powerful part of this whole thing. We are not just passive observers here. We can actually influence this dance. We can guide our brain from a state of distraction to a state of real presence. Just think about it for a second. When our brain is getting bombarded with constant pings, flashes, and endless scrolling, all those neural waves become noisy, kind of chaotic. But when we focus on just one thing, the waves calm down. And that allows that crucial spark of meaning, that P2 wave, to shine so much brighter. So how do we actually do this? Well, it's way simpler than you might think. Next time you pick up your phone, just pause for 1 second. Don't start scrolling. Just look at it. Notice the light, the shape, the feeling of it in your hand. And then just let it happen. Allow your brain the space to complete its natural sequence, all the way from that first little sense to finding some real meaning. Because really, when you stop force-feeding your brain so much scattered information,
You give it the quiet space it needs to perform this beautiful dance gracefully, just the way it was designed to.
Ultimately, it's all about shifting how we think about this. Your brain. It's not just some machine that's passively reacting to whatever the world throws at it.
No, it's so much more beautiful than that. It's an artist. It's carefully painting your reality, your awareness, one neural stroke at a time. And it's doing it all in just a handful of milliseconds.
And when you consciously choose to pause, to focus, you kind of become the director for that artist. You help transform the chaotic noise of distraction into the calm clarity of presence. And that presence, that can lead to a much deeper sense of peace.
The amazing truth is, your brain already knows all the steps to this incredible dance. All you really have to do is quiet the room, clear the floor, and just let it move.